Hey guys, it's Will. So Castellum Inc. or CTM stock has been one we've been covering for many months, and it seems to be staying true to pattern. It's an AI defense company that specializes in processing large amounts of data for the US government. And not only that, they've secured some $100 million contracts as of recently that have put them into really, if you look at it, just a market cap of over 150 million. Their contracts have been higher than that of their market cap, which is really encouraging. We've been watching it consolidate for many months or slowly build this market cap up. We have long-term positions in the company and we love to trade them on the near term. Today, they're up quite a bit and averaging about 3 to 5% per day over the last 2 weeks. We see that this was kind of the trend we started to see develop here. It was a 55% swing in the last 2 weeks, so or even less than that potentially. No, about 2 weeks, and we see it get to this previous resistance at $1.50, where it did get rejected today at $1.56. But we're going to talk about why it's moving. There's three things that we look at when analyzing a stock. The first is going to be the overall market. What we know about CTM, they're kind of in the same market as Big Bear or Palantir, but they're a lot smaller than any of those companies. Their CEO has backgrounds in the Navy, and one of the contracts that they signed was related to the Navy, as they're able to get this $103 million contract earlier this year with Naval Air Systems. They're developing this special missions. They're a special missions customer that they're the prime contractor for, and they specifically work on software, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, and the main part of this contract was that CTM was building these things for encompasses engineering analysis and recommendations for technical, logistics, training, and acquisition lifecycle support. This is a good thing for them, but one of the reasons why we watch them is not just their contracts that we've seen them continue to kind of build out, but it's the financials. But we look at the financials and we know that they are able to get some consistent revenues, right? $11 million per quarter, net income just a little bit negative, but really consistent revenues. Annually, we see them kind of increase year over year with their revenue. You can see that. But then you get down into, yes, they're up in revenue and they're up in net income 70% year over year. The balance sheet's good, total assets are up. But one of the concerns that we had recently with Castellum, and I'm a long-term holder, so just not even anything that I would say is a deal breaker, but something that I had a really good conversation with an investor on the other day, which was that the one contract that's been the biggest contract for them, which was this $103 million deal, they have some defense contracts, some Army contracts, Navy here, but this is the big contract, and it was awarded through the Naval Air Systems Command, which is basically the place where the CEO came from. So it's kind of like, are there more people in the company? We kind of looked at it last time they were doing votes and stuff on the staff and the board and everything else. Are there more people in the company or more avenues they can go than just the Naval Air Systems with that big contract that they were able to secure, which most likely was due in part, large majority of the reason why they were able to get that contract was most likely because of the CEO having previous experience and employment in that division of the military. So it makes sense that they continue to get those types of contracts. In a recent letter from the CEO, in the 1 year, he kind of went over what they had done, raising $16 million, reducing their debt, which hasn't showed up yet. So their total liabilities right now are showing here about cash and short-term investments. You got liabilities about 15 million. According to their recent report, they reduced their debts for this next quarter potentially under $5 million, which could see a really nice balance sheet in the next quarter. And one of the things was this $5 million contract. So that was a Naval Air Systems deal. we didn't see a whole lot of big contracts outside of that, other than maybe some more partnerships for them to focus more on AI and machine learning. But that's just something to consider, not a bad thing. I mean, 5-year contract, they're going to have consistent revenues, but they're going to have to pull out some new contracts that might not be directly related to that of the you know CEO's prior history. So that's the market. It's growing. That's kind of the news. They've come out with some new articles. Then we get into the financials. We see this 56% increase. We've been talking about it for a while, but I would hope here that we kind of see this new support at least $1.35. Now it seems like we saw it push up and retest down earlier this week. As you can see, when it made this run, it actually pushed up to $1.43, and then it sold back down in July 16th. So from July 15th, went up to 145, sold back down and retested that 130, and then continued up. So kind of the goal here is to see it continue this trend and continue up into these levels of $1.75. And outside of that, if we see that move from here, it's going to be another 20% increase. But what we're really looking for is kind of back into these levels. So that would be another 20%, which would be great. But if we see their market cap build and maybe continue the trend, which would be more aggressive, maybe not fully likely, but we could see it, about a 50% increase up into that $2 range. So just keep it in mind, $100 million contracts, kind of the reason why we follow them is they only have a market cap of $135 million. And I guess maybe there's some news here where you got some more news coming out. But up until this point, there has been hardly any news about this stock. So now there's some articles coming out. We kind of liked it because it's not hyped up. And so that's leading us now into a position of, okay, now we got to be able to differentiate between the hype if we see it start to surge and continue that run. So we're going to be watching it closely. The other one we were really in this week, we had Big Bear AI. We've been following it. And just something that I launched for the sake of everyone on the channel. We have now, if you're an investor in defense in BigBear.ai, why not go over and grab $5 off this exclusive new BigBull.ai pillow? Are you a big bull on AI? And maybe your friends are too. This pillow is a perfect neck pillow to have around the couch. It's stylish. It looks good. If you need to flip it around, you don't want the words distracting, you can flip it around. Have a simple little Stockmate M logo, growth logo right there to remind you to grow. But you got your neck pillow. If you want it behind your back, if you want to go at your desk, you put it behind your back here. If you got friends over, a guest over, and you think you don't want to have those big pillows, those big, huge pillows for your neck, and you're trying to have your guests sleep, and they're like, and then you got to go find a nicer pillow. So this pillow you could sleep with. It's plush, but it's not so firm. It's soft, and it's got that kind of heavy weight to it, and it is functional for if you want to improve your back pain. You want to put it between your legs, keep your hips nice and open. Don't, have your tweak and you put it on, get 2 of them, go grab 2 of them, have one between your knees, one between your ankles, and then just get a third one for underneath kind of the back, the spine. So you don't have, as you get your knees out, you want to keep it all even. So you go on your side, one in between your arm. You can go grab it, $5 off. I'm going to be transparent with you guys. I'll show you. I think it's, let me show you because we just put this together. Basically what you need to know, it cost me about $17.29 to get this out to you. So I'll be making like $1 if you use that coupon code. It's not about the money. It's about you having something comfortable in your home. And I thought it would be a cool idea. So anyway, you can go to getstockmateshq.com/apparel, or you can click the first link in the description, use the code provided there, and go grab your pillow right now. You can add some, it's black, but you can see the different quantities there. And thanks so much for tuning in. When it comes to Castellum, we'll be watching that margin for profit here to see if it continues up. It's got this previous resistance at 140. We're going to see if it can hold. Otherwise, that sell down to 135 is the zone. And if you want to join us in our daily live trading on Monday, it's the second link in the description. And we got some new earnings coming out, so keep that in mind too. We were just going over it. That was our digital asset playbook. But we have earnings. There is some really good commentary. Matt, I was just on the phone with Matt. I call every one of our new members personally. We had earnings come out this week. You got ASML, TSMC. If you want to know pre-market, after hours, when companies report, and surround yourself with other investors that are crushing it. We've had some good testimonials recently, a doubling of an account in the last few weeks, and some really good testimonials, as well as we've recently launched our machine, which is exciting, our predictive analysis here, which is not a part of StockMate, but if you want to check that out, it's the third link in the description to have a look there, because StockMate's included in that. So if you want the pillow, go grab it. StockMate, Sarah, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend and you enjoy this little break here from the markets. Get some good research in, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for tuning in.